Good morning to one and all. This is Swami, working as a lecturer of English in TTWRDC Nagar Karnool. Today, I would like to explain noun. Noun, it is a topic in the parts of speech. It has eight types. The first one is noun. In the parts of speech we have eight types. We have different kinds. We have eight types are presented in parts of speech. The parts of speech is divided into eight types. The first one is noun. The second one is pronoun. Noun, pronoun, and adjective, and verb, and adverb, and preposition, and conjunction, and interjection. Pronoun, adjective, and adverb, and verb, and preposition, and conjunction, and interjection. These eight types in the parts of speech we have used in English language. In the part of communication, in the part of writing, in the part of basic skills we are following, we mostly using this type of eight kinds of all this. Now I would like to explain what is noun, what is the importance of noun in English language. This noun, it is a word which is a familiar topic. We have noun about, especially noun. We have come across, it is a very familiar word. We mostly use this word. It is a word we mostly use in while you're speaking, while you're writing, while you're what is the communication, especially in the part of sentence. Of course, you know the definition of what is sentence. Sentence means it is a group of words. It is a collection of words. The sentence actually, it has some case of imperative sentences. Imperative sentences means what are they? For example, these imperative sentences are started with directly with the verb. So this is not the case with the imperative sentences. Imperative sentences means commands, orders, and wishes, and request. These are all can be called as what are the imperative sentence. And also in the interrogative sentences, what is the nouns and the subject is not presented in the starting. In the starting, it is not started with the subject. Is when we take a sentence, when we observe a sentence, we see this type of structure: subject and verb and object. In the most of the cases, the subject is presented, is treated as, it indicates as noun. In most of the sentences, the subject is the subject is indicated as a noun, and also in the object case it comes as noun. The noun is presented in the noun case, in the subject case, and also in the object. For example, I will write one sentence. Ramu is a clever student. What is the importance of noun in English language? Noun, it is a word. Noun, it is a word. It is the name of a place. It is the name of a person. It is the name of a thing. Just once again, I am going to explain this is. Noun, it is a word. It is the name of a person, name of a place, name of a thing can be called as a noun. Noun means what is that? Noun means nothing but as a name. Name of a person, name of a place, name of a object or anything in this. For example, I will give some of the examples. What are the? Radha is beautiful. Radha, it is a noun. Radha it is a noun. And we have what is the different type of nouns are presented in English language. Yes, no, is that? What is the definition of the noun? Noun, it is a place of it is the name of a place, it is the name of a person, name of a thing can be called as noun. The noun is divided into different types. Without knowing, with knowing or not knowing, we use different types of nouns in speaking, also in writing, also in the process of communication also. In all the skills, in all the usage, in the conversation, we mostly use this type of all different type of nouns. Yes, the first one, see this one, the first one, what is the first one? It is common noun. Yes, what is the common noun? Common noun, it refers to, what is the common noun? Now I am going to give the definition. What is the common noun? Already I have given the explanation what is noun. Now I am going to give the definition of the first one, common noun. Common noun, it refers to a general class of a person, general class of a thing, general class of a place. Yes, no, is that? For example, already I give the example person and player. Yes, no, is that? What is the definition of the common noun? Common noun means it refers to a general class. It does not indicate any particular person. It does not indicate any particular place, and it does not indicate any particular thing. It is generalized. All the persons and things and places, it is given as treated as a general way. For example, person means it is a common noun. We have what is the number of persons in the class. They have particular names, they have particular characters, particular habits, and particular. We have different type of players, cricket player and kabaddi player, and we have different players. We have this. So, what is the common idea and the common concept in common noun? Common noun means it refers a general class of persons and a general class of places and general classes of things can be called as common noun. And this common noun does not indicate any particular person. In the class we have number of students. If I will call the students, if I will call a word the students, if I will call the students, for example, if I will call the word students, did you complete your homework? If I will ask this question, who are going to give the response? Tell me. No one, but all the persons are trying to give the response. Yes sir, I am completing. I completed. Yes sir, I completed. No sir, I completed. All the students are trying to give the explanation, try to explaining about their status. What I am giving the explanation. If I will ask a question in the class, of course in the class we have mostly students is a common noun. It is a general class. It refers to a general class of person. I did not indicate any particular person. These common nouns does not indicate any particular persons or particular places or particular things. I have a pen. Yes, no, is that? It is a highlighter. Yes, no. I have a, for example, it is a general class of thing. And also, I will tell one word, village. Devin Padkal is a beautiful village. Kartal, it is a beautiful village. I live at Vidyanagar in Hyderabad. Vidyanagar, it is a place. It is a particular place in this. See this one, villages. We have number of villages in our mandal. Village it is a common noun. See, think this is how many villages are presented in a mandal or in a state or in a country. We have a number of villages, and also we have 28 states in India. We have 28 states in India. These 28 states, what is indicates a general class of place. It does not indicate any particular place. If I will call Telangana, it indicates a particular place. If I will call state, it does not indicate any particular state. Think this, how many states we have in India? We have number of states in India. Yes, no, this is. So that's why I think you have got the idea what is common noun, what are the characters, what are the especially where we are using these type of common nouns in English language. Yes, no, is that already I gave the examples. For example, girls and boys and students, states, villages and countries, and these are all can be called as what is a common noun. For example, I will take one word. I have a notebook. We have number of books. We have notebook. We have number of notebooks. We have that. But all these books consider as a one category as books. I have a book, but this book is a different book. What is the English grammar book? So that is the thing. Especially we have discussed in this one common noun. Common noun means it refers to a general class of person and general class of places and general classes of things. And I am going to the next one, proper noun. What is proper noun? And see this one. What is the proper noun? See this one. Proper noun means it refers to a particular place, particular name of a person and particular name of a place and particular name of a thing. It refers to a particular place. It refers to a name of a particular name. Yes, no, is that? What is the proper noun? Proper noun means it refers to a particular name of a place, particular name of a person, particular name of a thing can be called as proper noun. Already I have given the examples. What are the examples? Ravi is studying English language book. Ravi, it indicates a particular person. If I will announce a word, if I will call Ravi, only Ravi give the responding. Yes, no, is that? If I will call Ravi, only Ravi is giving the explanation. Did you complete your homework, Ravi? If I will call this question, the Ravi can only give the responding in this case. So, what is the proper noun? Proper noun, especially, it indicates a particular person. It indicates a particular place, particular thing. Yes, no, is that? Telangana. Hyderabad is the capital city of Telangana. Telangana and Hyderabad, these two words are proper nouns. These proper nouns are mostly start with the capital letters. We should use the capital letters. Yes, no, is that? India, for example, country is a common noun. India is a proper noun. Boy is a common noun. Ravi is a proper noun. Girl is a common noun. Lalita is a proper noun. So what is the differentiation in this case? You have to observe in these cases, the two cases. Common noun, it refers to a general class. It does not indicate any particular place or person or thing. But here in this case, it indicates a particular one. Yes, no, this is the main differentiation between common noun and the proper noun. And the next case, I am going to give the explanation abstractive noun. Abstractive noun, and now I am going to give the definition. What is the definition? What is the characters of abstractive noun? Abstractive noun refers to the things which cannot be detected with the help of the five senses. Yes, I hope you know already about the five senses which are presented in our body. In our body, we have five senses. The five senses are, what are they? Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. These five senses, with the help of the five senses, we can identify different type of nouns, different type of persons, players, books, and things, and all these cases we can identify. The senses are especially helps to identify these type of things. Yes, no, is it? With the help of the senses, we can identify the things, we can identify the persons, we can identify the places. Yes, no, is that these abstractive nouns cannot be tasted. Yes, no, is that, for example, if I will give the word happiness, if I will call this word happiness, happiness, it is a word, it is a noun. What type of noun? Abstractive noun. This abstractive noun cannot be detected with the help of the eyes. Can you see the happiness? Happiness, it is a feeling. We can't see, we can't touch, we can't taste. And also we can't, touch all this one, we can't smell also. It doesn't have any particular, they don't have any particular physical touch in this. We can't touch also, we can't smell also, we can't taste it. Yes, no, is it? And also peace. Yes, no, is it? The peace also, we can't see, we can't touch, we can't smell. Yes, no, is it? Just wait there. These are the things especially is. What is the abstractive noun? Abstractive noun means, it cannot be detected with the help of five senses. It cannot be tasted, it cannot be, smell, it cannot be heard. These are the abstractive nouns. We have, I'm going to give the different examples. For example, motivation. Motivation, motivation is linked with the idea of goal setting. With the help of the motivation, we can set our goals. Motivation is a word, it is a noun actually. We can't see also, we can't touch also, there is no smell also. We cannot detect it with the help of the five senses. Motivation and impression, peace, anger, and courage, braveness, kindness, poor, poverty, childhood, boyhood, and all this can be called as abstractive noun. And also intelligence, wisdom, health, and these are all can be called as abstractive noun. Now I'm going to give the definition. What is abstractive noun? Abstractive noun means it refers to the things which cannot be detected through the five senses. It cannot be tasted, which cannot be tasted and touched and smelled. The examples are happiness, kindness, braveness, motivation, impression, anger, intelligence, wisdom, health. These are all can be called as abstractive noun. These are all indicating the quality. And also state means, what is the state in these cases? Boyhood also, childhood also. These are all, youth also. These are all indicating the abstractive nouns. Yes, no, and the concrete noun. The main differentiation between abstractive noun and concrete noun means there is no physical touch in these cases. There is no physical touch in the abstractive noun. But whereas when come to the concrete noun, it has a physical touch is there. Yes, no, is there. Collective noun, it refers to the group of people and group of places and group of things can be called as what is a collective noun. The collective noun means it is a group. It treated as a unity. It treated as a unit. It is together can be called as a collective noun. For example, a head of cattle. Head of cattle means what is a head? A head of cattle means it is a group of animals. Group of animals. The case can be called as a head of cattle. And I'm going to give some of the examples. What are the examples? For example, what are the examples? What are the a flock of sheep. Sheep means what is that? It type of a animal. Yes, no, it is type of animal. The group of sheep can be called as a flock of sheep. Fleet of sheep also. Ship also. Fleet of ship. Ships means you know very well about this one, especially in the oceans, in the seas, and in the rivers. We use the ships. With the help of the ships, we are sailing. While we are sailing in the seas, in the oceans, and in the rivers, we use the ship. This group of ship can be called as a fleet of ship. Swarm of bees. Bees means what is a honey bees. They are producing the honey, particular honey in this. It is a type of tasty material. The group of bees can be called as a swarm of bees, a hive of bees, and also horse. The group of horse, the stud of horses, the drove of horses, a drove of horses, a stud of horses. These groups can be, the group of horses can be called as what is the collective noun? Collective noun means what is that? It is a group of animals, the group of places, the group of persons can be called as collective nouns. The group of things also can be called as. Yes, no, is that? And anthology of poems. Yes, no, the number of poems can be called as anthology of poems, anthology of stories, anthology of poems. And a group of people, a group of singers, a panel of directors. Panel of directors means a panel of experts, a panel of interviewers. Panel, it is a group of members. They are going to interview the employees. This is a bundle of sticks. The number of sticks can be called as a bundle. And a bunch of bananas and bunch of grapes. And there's a bunch of keys. In the bunch we have number of keys. Yes, this is the cases we are doing this one. A cluster of stars. The number of stars treated as a unit, as a whole. This can be called as collective noun. Yes, no, is a cluster of stars. Crew of sailors. Sailors means what is that? They are sailing in the seas and oceans and in the rivers. Crew of sailors. These are the what is a collective nouns. Troop of singers and troop of soldiers and army of soldiers. And we have different type of all these cases, especially in the collective noun. What is the definition of collective noun? Collective noun, it refers to the group of people and group of things and group of persons can be called as collective noun in these cases. And the next one, compound noun. What is compound noun? I am going to give the definition. Before going to give the examples, I am going to give the definition. Then giving the definition, you are getting the clear-cut idea about the compound noun. Compound noun, it is a combination of compound noun. Yes, no, is it compound noun? Compound noun means what is that? It is a combination of nouns. It is a combination of noun and noun. It is a combination of noun and adjective, adjective and noun. It is a combination of verb and noun. Yes, no, this is a compound noun. For example, textbook also, bedroom also, classroom also, and what is a father-in-law also, father-in-law, and mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, commander-in-chief. So passers by, timetable, bulletin board, classwork, blackboard, white chart. Yes, no, is it? What is a whiteboard, blackboard, piece? What is a chalk piece? These are all can be called as compound nouns. Haircut also. These are all different type of compound nouns. In the compound nouns, we have different types. Noun and noun in these cases, textbook, timetable in these cases. And compound nouns also it come as adjective and noun. Red flag, white flag, red shirts. Red is an adjective, shirt is a noun. This type of compound has plural also. For example, city is there. City, it has a plural, cities. We have number of cities are presented in a country. The cities it come as a singular also, it come as plural also. Yes, no, is there? It come as a singular also, plural also. Pen is there. Pen it come as a singular, it come as plural also. Shirt also. Shirt is shirts, brother brothers, and sister sisters. City cities, book books, pen pens, table tables. These are all can be called as a countable noun. And the next one, uncountable noun. Yes, no. Are you observing this is uncountable noun? What is the definition in these cases? Now I'm going to give the explanation. What is uncountable noun? Uncountable noun means which cannot be counted. Of course, this all the uncountable nouns we treat it as the singulars in these cases. Water. Water means we can't count how many particles, how many drops are presented in a water. We have a number of drops collectively become as water. And also bread also. Bread is a uncountable noun. Bread, paper, furniture, luggage, soil, and water, milk, sugar, all can be called as what is the uncountable nouns. We can't count them all. Oil also, milk also, sugar, and water also, bread also. Yes, no, is it? These are all a cup of milk, a cup of coffee, a spoon of sugar, a kg of sugar, and which are all what is the make it as a counted. These uncountable nouns what is changed into countable nouns. How can we change this is? First one, luggage. Luggage is uncountable noun which can be changed as a countable noun. See this one. Luggage is uncountable noun. A piece of luggage is a countable noun. Furniture is a uncountable noun. How we can go in? How it can be changed? See this one. Furniture is uncountable noun. A piece of furniture is what is a countable noun. Water is an uncountable noun. A glass of water is a countable noun. Coffee also, a cup of coffee also. Sugar, a spoon of sugar, a glass of sugar, a cup of sugar, a lump of sugar, we can. And also glue. Glue means it is a certain type of material. A part of glue also, spoon of glue also, a glass of glue also we can use it as. Information also is a uncountable noun. We cannot count them all. Yes, no, a scrap of information. We cannot call it as the informations. There is no this type of words. These are all uncountable nouns treated as a singular when we use in the nouns. Water is boiled in the bowl. Yes, no, the bread is very costly, and these are the certain uncountable nouns also we can use also. This is uncountable nouns. It can be used as a singular. There is no plurals in these cases, and only they have singulars. But these uncountable nouns also we can changed it as a countable nouns. There is a special cases are presented here. See this one with the students and the